Hello friends, it's good to see you again because today we have a very exciting video to shoot. Let me introduce you to Mila and Sky.
Hi.
I really try to pronounce it well, but it's very difficult. Sky?
Yeah, correct.
Sky, yeah. They are Polish-Taiwanese couple who have their own YouTube channel about living in Poland and Taiwan, and also about being an international couple. So obviously it's a very interesting topic, but today they visited Poland to try a little bit of modern classical fencing.
That's right.
And it will be my pleasure to be their coach. It's very exciting because we've never had chance to see each other in person. We've been only exchanging YouTube messages and comments, so this is the first time we actually see each other. So tell me, have you ever tried anything connected with fencing?
No.
Never.
Are you nervous or rather excited?
A little bit nervous, but more excited.
Excited for a new challenge.
That's good because I'm sure it will be the best experience of your whole life.
Yeah, I'm so sure.
Okay, so let's go.
Let's go.
Whoa, what happened? Why we suddenly teleported here? Well, the reason is quite simple. The gym in which we were training was the gym in which Aramis Fencing School has its classes, and it was open only for 1.5 hours. So we had to restrict ourselves to do only the most important things connected with fencing. So I've decided that I want to record a little bit more for you to share some of my experience and all the juicy stuff. Another reason why I'm shooting this now is that, well, I was giving them fencing lessons, so I didn't really have opportunity to record a lot there. They will have more, so if you are really interested in how the lesson looks like, you can check their channel. I'm not sure if their episode is on already, but if not, it will be published probably in the next few days. Yeah, and this episode is great for you if you want to see how the fencing lesson looks like. Maybe it's not the very typical fencing lesson, it's more like an overview. If you'd like to, call to the local fencing club and ask for a lesson which would show you the basics, then there is a chance that you would get something like that. So how all of this started? Well, around the 6th day of the MCF summer camp, I received a message on Facebook from Mila and Sky, and they asked if I want to meet and do some project together. And of course I got super excited. I thought that, wow, this is just amazing idea, it's great, we have to do it, I love it. So I wrote them that definitely yes, we have to do something together. We did all the arrangements, we set the date for the 4th day after the camp, and I was just delighted. And then the time was passing, and of course, as it got sooner to our meeting, I realized that if I want to meet with them, I have to meet with them. It means that I have to meet strangers. I have to meet with strangers, with people who I don't know. And I will have to talk with them. And the truth is that I hate meeting new people. I love to know a lot of people, especially interesting one, but I like this stage when we already know each other and when we have, topics to talk about. And in that case, I had no idea how it is gonna be. And it's always easier when you meet with friends. For example, you are in a group and you meet 2 or 3 new people because you know that it will work out somehow, but not this time. This time I knew that I will be alone with 2 other people with which I will have to have conversation. So immediately from being super excited, I became totally terrified. But there was no way back in this point. Piesek. Piesek. Co? No i dobrze. To jest strasznie słodki piesek, który właśnie mnie ochlapał. So I arrived to this place to the gym being so nervous. So I saw them from like 30 meters maybe, and then I was very relieved because on my side they started waving energetically, and also Mila started to, you know, jump from happiness, and that was the moment when I knew that we are on the same wave and everything will be fine. Then we wanted to, you know, record all the introduction and saying hellos, which you saw at the beginning, and the first problem appeared, which was that my microphone didn't want to work. When I hit the turn on button, nothing happened, and it looked like it was discharged, which was very strange because I actually charged the microphone the night before, so it should be ready to shoot, and you know, everything was perfect and should work. But no, it didn't want to cooperate. So first of all, I got very nervous because it's not the cheapest microphone in the world, and my warranty card is definitely out of date already. And another thing, which was actually more important, that without a microphone I couldn't record anything for you. Well, I had another microphone with me because, you know, you have to be prepared for a lot of strange situations in life, but it was this microphone, that one, which you pin to your clothes, and it can get your voice but not really anyone else. So it's not the best microphone when you want to talk with two other people. Luckily, Mila Sky saved my life because they had even more microphones than I did, so they was so nice and borrowed me one. So thanks to them we can watch the relation from all these events. So thank you very much, you are just great. Yeah, but this is the reason why in the footage from the gym you can see that the volume changes. It's sometimes louder, sometimes quieter, because I was changing microphones back and forth like crazy, and it was really annoying. So we went to the gym. Of course, we started with warm-up, then I showed them an en-garde position. We called it en-garde position, or in modern classical fencing we also sometimes just call it a stance. Front leg points forward. Your heel should be in line, and also your rear heel should be up, not touching the ground. In your right hand you're gonna have a weapon, and now try to twist your core so you are as small target as possible. And lunge. You do a lunge. 1, 2, and 3 on your heel. Better. You have a really nice lunge, but try not to touch your hands. Try not to connect your foot when you go back from the lunge, because you very often do this. I want to see beautiful lunges. Yes. And then usual set of exercises like maintaining the distance. You know, I'm as coach go back and forth, and students have to keep the distance between us the same. And now there was a time to get them some weapon. We will start with an EP. So this one will be for you, and this one will be for you, and this one will be for me. I borrowed a bunch of fencing jackets from my fencing school, so when we found one which fit perfectly, one which weren't terribly baggy, we could start doing some fencing. Push it into your wrist. So you get this, from this you get this position. At the beginning you have to just show someone how to hit with a weapon, because actually most people are not used to hitting someone with 1 meter metal rod. So it can be strange feeling, especially that after hitting you have to keep your hand straight and allow the EP to bend. And most people are worried that they are gonna hurt their instructor, that it will be painful. So usually this is the thing you have to do at least 3 to 5 times so they can get the hang of it. Don't worry, I'm not made of sugar, you can hit me. Then, because, you know, this is the overview, this is not the real lesson in which you want to perfect some technique. So you just want to show things which will be working well with the students' intuition, because if you want them to fight after this lesson, they will probably forget anything you did with them during this lesson because it's just too much. They have to think about their legs, they have to think about their hands and weapon and about hitting, not being hit, and it's just too much. So in this overview lesson, you just do few things which they will have chance to remember later. So we also did the 6th parry and the 8th parry. So something which can help you protect your upper body when you are parrying with the fear in your eyes, and also the 8 to protect your lower line. Okay, I think that we have covered the basics, so we can probably fence a little bit to about. Okay?
Okay.
At the beginning of our meeting, Sky asked me if I will be so kind to have a bout with him, and I said, of course, no problem, it will be my pleasure. And then he said, okay, so we can have a little bet, and if you win, I will take you to Taiwanese restaurant, but if I win, then you will take me to Polish restaurant. And I said, no way, it just can't be because it's unfair. Let's be serious, I fight for 8 years now and you are just a beginner, so no way we can't do it. But he was so persistent that finally I said, okay, if you really want to do it, then we can do it. But I wanted to give him a fair chance, so I wanted to give him some preparation. So before we had our bout, I led him to fight with some other students, more and less advanced, so he could just, feel the battle cry in his veins and in his soul. And so he could be a little bit more aggressive.
Okay, so I need to keep moving, or?
Yes, keep moving. You can jump a little bit on your feet, and just in some way forget about everything we did. Just try to hit and not being hit.
Okay.
Then we went to I went to our main coach, and I asked him if he can be our referee because I wanted, for it to be really fair and everything. And he said, sure, but he didn't just came to watch our fight, but he stopped everyone on the gym and tell them to watch how we fight. And also he took the full set of referees, because in MCF you have 5 referees, 4 line referees and 1 main referee. Okay, so now I'm going to fight with Sky, and Grzesiek will be our referee, and we'll see what will happen. So it was like real fight on the competition, and of course I immediately get so nervous. This is just unbelievable. I can fight with someone on a full chill, and I have a lot of fun, but in the moment when someone starts counting points, I am just like paralyzed. It's stupid. I should get rid of it after 8 years of having bouts. But no, I think that it will be with me always. I always will be like this. Motorówka. As I told you in my vlog, every time when I shoot, the city just takes its loudest vehicles and let it to go everywhere. So in Murzasichle, on our fencing camp, we had planes, cars and something else, and now we have motorboats. GTA 5 learned me something. GTA, like Grand Theft Auto, I played it recently and there were motorboats, and it was only reason why I know this word now. Yeah, so I was very nervous. My heart started to beat like super loud, my hands were shaking, and I was immediately sweating. And the main problem is that in Olympic fencing, it's very easy to fight with a beginner. You just hit him faster and you win. But in MCF, actually, beginners can be very challenging opponents. Actually, they can be more challenging than a medium advanced person, because in MCF you have to hit without being hit. If you hit each other, then usually you get a double hit, and after 3 of them in EP, you both lose a fight with minus points. So if you get a very aggressive beginner who who just charge and hit and do not care about his own defense, then you are screwed, and it's super difficult to win with such person. And they often do it not because they want to win so desperately, but sometimes they just don't see that the attack is going into them, so it's not even their fault sometimes. You have three main tactics to fight with beginners, which are relatively safe. You can wait for the attack and then take a very deep parry and do a riposta, usually going forward to get into close distance so they don't have any free space to hit you with their own weapon. You can try to hit them into hand, which is usually possible because they don't have the good sense of distance. They very often comes too close to you, so you can try to hit the hand and retreat. And the third one, which is counter-attack. When they attack you, try to hit their hand and then quickly retreat with parries. These are very good tactics, but the problem is that they are so tiring and so stressful because you are all the time on the edge trying to do all these things, and you know that in another second you can be hit. With more advanced person, and especially with very advanced persons, people, it's like a silent deal. You know that when he attacks, you have to parry and defend yourself, and when you attack, then he tries to defend yourself, and you exchange more or less. But with a beginner, they don't know the rules, they don't know the game, and so it can be very difficult. And you can see me in the fight with Sky actually using, I think, two of these techniques. I definitely take these deep parries very often, but also I do counterattacks on his hand. Ready. And well, I won with Sky, which is not a great surprise, but I have to admit that he was a very good opponent. What I mean is that he really tried to do what I told him. So he really tried to hit me, but he was really concerned about not getting hit, as you can see in the video. And this is really great because a lot of beginners just focus on getting points, but he really fought like he would in a real fight, because when you don't have equipment, when you don't have mask, and when your weapon is sharp, you wouldn't be so much focused on hitting someone else. You would be freaking panicking that someone is trying to hit you. I really respect him because it's very difficult for most of people to fight that well, especially when everyone are watching. So yeah, it was a pleasure to fight with you, Shukai. And yeah, I won, so tomorrow we are going to a Taiwanese restaurant. and I don't know what to expect because I've never eaten something like this. I only tried Japanese food, so I don't know if it will be similar or not, but I'm very excited. My friend Marcin was recently in Korea and he told me a lot of stories about how Korean food is awful and disgusting and not salty and sweet, and that he had to pour soy sauce to everything to eat it, but I don't know, maybe he's just reacting to this, so we'll see.
Okay, so I'm curious, what does it take to be a good fencer?
Well, actually, in my opinion, you just need hard work and determination, because anything else doesn't count. Of course, well, in every sport you have a body type which is better to this particular sport, but actually modern classical fencing is quite unique, because to be very successful you need to master all three weapons, so a nipi, a saber and a rapier with a dagger. And every weapon promotes different body type, and so you can't really say that you need something specific. So we have competitors, very successful competitors with trophies who are very tall but also very short. My coach, who is the women champion in modern classical fencing, she is that short.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But she's still doing very well.
Yeah, she did very well. She's very strong, very flexible, and also very experienced. So it's extremely difficult to win with her. Yeah, overall, it was really great experience. Meeting people from all over the world is great, and you know, we are all so different, and it's so interesting. If you want to see this lesson in more details, then again visit Mila and Sky channel, because they will probably will have more of it. And write down in the comments if you know someone from the other country, and if maybe there was something which made you surprised about them or their way of living or something like that. If you don't know what to write, then write chocolate frog, because chocolate frogs are delicious. Okay guys, I hope that you find it interesting to accompany me and my friends in their first ever fencing lesson. It was definitely a real pleasure for me, but unfortunately it's all for today, so make sure to check out their channel, which name I absolutely cannot pronounce. That's why I will write it right here on the screen, and also you can find the link in the description box down there. Under the video. Yeah, so you can find the really interesting videos about Polish-Taiwanese marriage and a lot of funny situations which can happen in such situation. And also something about Poland and Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
So if you are interested in the country I live in, which is Poland, if you haven't guessed it yet, so you can check it out, because Poland can be crazy sometimes and a little bit strange. Around 1 out of 5 videos has English subtitles, so make sure to turn it on. So I'm afraid we have to say our goodbyes. So make sure to like this video, subscribe my channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss new Miss Fencing videos. So dry. Also, if you want to be part of Miss Fencing team and you want to support my channel and tutorials I make, you can visit my Patreon account. So that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and keep practicing, and see you soon.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. And probably when you see me with Mila and Sky, I will be waving my hands like crazy, and they will be standing like normal people. But there is nothing I can do about it, like nothing. I'm just a very expressive person, okay? This is what am I, and I won't change it.